Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Miniature Monday Live. I'm Scott, and today we are going to be, continuing our work and potentially finishing our Shadow Dragon. I'm really excited for today. We get to do some detail painting work, and we also get to bring out we get to work with some magnets, which I'm discovering is so much fun. Before we get started, just want to say hello to those of you who are in the audience. Michael, great to see you. It's been a while. So happy to have you back. Dave, wonderful to see you as well. And also, thank you so much for the entertaining stream the other day. It was a lot of fun to watch on Saturday, and I look forward to the next one. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. And Benjamin, as always, great to see you as well. And for those of you who are watching and are not in the chat, don't worry at all. Like, you don't have to chat. Thank you for being here as well. Let me see if I have anything else to say today. Hey, Brioni, lovely to see you as well. Nope, I don't think that's it. Before I get started, let's go ahead and just give a big old thank you to all of our patrons as well. Thank you for your continued support. It means the world to all of us here at the Adventurers Pack Tavern. That's enough talking from me. Let's go ahead and get started with this. And my gosh, look, I don't have anything here. Let's fix this. Last time, when last we met our heroes, I'm no hero, no, I'm just a guy with a camera and some paint. We were continuing work on the highlighting of our Shadow Dragon, and boy howdy, did that really help pop some of the, you can really see the purples that are going on here. I keep forgetting, it's a really dark dragon. I have to bring the lights over so that you can really see what's going on. Patty, lovely to see you as well. Yeah, so you can see the hints of purples that we've got going on in here, but also these bright highlights going on have really added a whole new dimension to this Shadow Dragon, which I think looks great. In addition, we've got their base here, which has also turned out rather nicely. It's got some nice highlighting to it, and so we're going to be using this as a decorative base. I know I've said that before, but I'm just going to bring it up again. Oh, there's a little bit of, how did red get in there? Hold on. Oh, that's just, I don't know what that is, but there's a little bit of like red residue in there. I'm just going to use a dry brush and put that away. Yeah, there we go. Just like I meant it. Yeah, so this is going to be the decorative base. We still have work to do on the underside, but this black rim around the edge is making it look very, very decorative. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead, open up my water. I have a very clean palette to start working with. Yeah, you've kind of caught me as right as I'm still getting my stuff prepared. I've got my brush that has been resting in its conditioner, so it is both a cleaning solution and a conditioner, so that it will help it to maintain a perfect tip, so that we can get that detail work done. And also realizing I need to get my glove on. So because I'm freehanding this dragon, I've learned that I like to wear a latex glove to help keep oils off of the dragon itself, but also to keep paint off of me. It all kind of works out in the end. I started doing this on the last mini that we did. What was the last mini that we did? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. But I really found that it helped quite a bit. So I'm thinking the detail work that we have to do. We have the eyes, and we've got some work in the mouth. The teeth have gotten a little hidden in there, although I do kind of like it. It makes him feel a little more shadowy. So we might leave the teeth as is. Mostly, I think we need to do something with those eyes. Now, before we do that, I have realized, because of some of this highlighting work, I do need to give this mini a very light glazing. Now, what do I mean by glazing? What I'm going to do is take some of the wash that we've already used, and on this guy we've used quite a bit. We used Nuln Oil, we used the Violet Trucci, or Drucci Violet. Yeah, that was, I got it right. And we also used Drakenhof Nightshade to help bring, I mean, we started with a rather bright blue now that we look at it, and that helped bring everything down. But now some of these highlights are poking out quite a bit, and this one in particular, and a little bit under here. They look great, but they are a little more striking than they should be. Now we don't want to wash that down. We don't want to use a wash to hide that. What we want to do is use a watered down wash to help blend that all together. And I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to use Drakenhof Nightshade rather than the Nuln Oil. No, I lied. We're going to use the Nuln Oil. I'm so good at making decisions. While I get this all sorted out, how is everyone doing today? How was everyone's weekend? And how is everyone's week look? I hope that you are all doing well on this Miniature Monday. So I'm taking some of this Nuln Oil and I'm putting it on my palette here. And we're gonna need a lot for this guy, so we're gonna do, I think that much should do it. Now you'll note that as I'm doing this, I'm rolling my brush, and I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One, to help take off as much of this Nuln Oil as possible and get it on to the palette. But also, anytime I'm picking up paint or I'm cleaning my brush, I'm always giving it a little bit of a twirl, a little bit of a roll as I drag it across whatever I'm doing, except on the actual painting. And what that does, it just helps to continue to reinforce and get a very nice tip at the end that we can work with. So, I've cleaned off the brush. I'm going to use some clean water and just add water to it. And actually, you know what, rather than doing that with the brush, I'm going to grab, here we are, an eyedropper. This is going to make it so much easier to add water to this. Boink, boink, boink. Let's see, I think 4 drops should be okay. Let's see what that does. Now that is pretty watered down. Yeah, that's looking like what we need. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start this on the wings because I think this will be a good place to show what's going to happen, but also in case this is too heavy of a wash, we can, no harm, no foul, we'll be able to go back later. And yeah, there we go. So it's toned down those highlights ever so slightly, not a lot, just slightly, which is what we wanted. And I don't need to do this to the whole piece, just to the areas where those highlights were. I may have watered it down a little bit too much, but you know what, it's okay. This one didn't need a lot of work on the highlights. It didn't need that much of a glaze. There we go. It's not doing a lot, but it is doing a little. And when it comes to highlights, subtlety is our friend. So we want this to be subtle. We don't want this to be dramatic. Oh, you know what we should do? We should get some music going. What was I even thinking? And here we go. Lovely. You know, I look forward to the day that I get to ask people, hey, did you do anything exciting on your weekend? I guess, I mean, technically I could ask that right now, but so many of us are stuck inside. Although, you know, I see that some states are opening back up. I'm not... Hey, RJ, good to see you, man. How are you? Alright, that should be good. That's really all we needed from that. So we're gonna let that dry for a little bit. Ooh, pardon me, something in my eye. And while that happens, we get to decide what color we want to make the eyes. Personally, I'm thinking, I mean, it's shadow. I really like the idea of a glowing blue. So I've got some colors here. We've got Spectral Glow, which is a very, very gorgeous color and is kind of bright, but I don't think it's too bright. We may also do a little bit of object source lighting with this, just to make it look as though the eyes are glowing slightly. Let's see, I've also got a Void Shield Blue here, which can maybe... Ooh, but Toxic Mist, that... I think Toxic Mist is actually gonna win out over Spectral Glow. And we're gonna go with a... You know what I think we're gonna do? Is we're actually gonna start the eyes white. Pardon me while I make some important decisions here. Luckily, we've got time as it dries. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a bit of white around the eyes, and then we're going to hit it with a bit of just blue, like a nice, yeah, this blue should be good. And then we're gonna use Toxic Mist to highlight out into into a little bit of a glow, yeah? Dave, Toxic Mist, a little more matte relative to Spectral Glow, I think. Yeah, it does kind of have that, I mean, you put it quite nicely, a more matte look to it. Spectral Glow is a very cool paint. Yeah, I look at the paints that I have and I go, oh, I want to use that, oh, I want to use that, oh, I want to use that. Just means that we're gonna have to paint some more stuff here soon. So unfortunately, we have to wait for that to dry a little bit longer. There's no way around that. And that's honestly something I should have remembered to have done last time. So, while we're waiting for that to happen, let's talk a little bit about basing this guy. We're gonna jump ahead so that we can jump back. As I've said repeatedly, maybe too often, we are going to be putting this guy on a different base. The base that we've painted up right now is going to be an excellent display base. But personally, I think that it is a little too big for the size of this creature. So let's talk sizes really quick. If any of you aren't familiar with D&D sizing, monsters will go anywhere from tiny to gargantuan, and the size of the base that they're on is representative on the battlefield of how big they are. And so an average creature is this size here, 1 inch by 1 inch. That is a medium-sized creature. And luckily we've got a nice grid here to show you all of these squares are in a 1/2 inch. This will be perfect. So we've got our medium-sized creature. Now most dragons, at least that you can buy ready painted, come on a larger base, 2 inches by 2 inches. That comes out to about that size. And I pulled out this dragon kind of as a reference. As you can see, that's the sized base. And this dragon looks, I mean, size-wise similar, but to be honest, let's pull him off of his base here. He's a bit smaller, right? He's a little bit smaller. So we want something bigger than this. And then, so we start getting into huge creatures, which are this 3" by 3", which we've done some of these before. The Remoraz that we've painted up was on one of these bases. Good size there. But you can already see that this is a very different size than this base here. And I'm thinking that the Remoraz is similarly sized as far as creatures go. We can then move up to a 4" by 4", which is technically a gargantuan creature and anything above. And then this base here, you can see, is 5" by 5". It's massive. So we've got our scale of bases here. And at first I was thinking we'd put it on this 3" by 3". Sorry, 4" by 4", a gargantuan or above. But looking at the size of other dragons and the size of similar creatures that we've done, I'm thinking this is likely an adult or... Dave, those WizKids pre-painteds were way too small. I completely agree. They got us dragons, but they didn't really get us appropriate dragons. Which is actually the reason that this dragon was made. The Kickstarter that these are from was a 3D modeler going, hey, we can make better dragons. So I do think we're going to go with this 3" by 3" base, making it a huge creature, which puts it into that adult to older dragon range. Not quite an ancient dragon, but has definitely seen some years. And if we put it on this base, you can see that its feet are just barely going to fit. And the rest of its body does kind of come off in some places, especially this tail here. But I think this is our best bet. This looks pretty good as far as a size comparison goes. Yeah? So that's what we're gonna go with. Yeah. Little bit of talking there while we wait for this to dry. Now, luckily, I've got these bases here, which have a raised underside. There's other bases that you can get that are quite thin, and usually I prefer these for most creatures. It brings them really close to the battlefield, feels appropriate. But this raised base is actually going to be very helpful for us in that it is going to give us a place to hide our magnets underneath. So I'll be able to take... let's see if I can do this. Oh, let's get 2 of these magnets off. Let's separate them. Put you down there. Put you above. Put you there. Perfect. So we're going to be able to have a magnet resting on the top here. And in our case, we're going to need 2 of these. While the magnet on the underside is not going to be protruding out of this base. So we're not going to have to do any drilling. We'll do a little bit of super glue, and probably for some extra reinforcement, I might put a little bit of green stuff around it after the glue has dried, just to make sure that, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead here. RJ, magnets are amazing. Magnets are amazing. Magnets are magic. Who was it that said that? Someone said that. I forget who it was. I'm actually going to flip my glove around. Has a lot of old paint on it. That I don't want it getting wet. I don't want it messing with our current paint job. Okay, so I believe, now that I've given that brief description as to what we're going to do and why we're going to do it, I believe our paint, or our glaze, has dried enough. Yes, it has. It's dried enough for me to be able to go in and get some work done on those eyes. So, we're going to start off with a matte white. We're going to give this... Ben, the Insane Clown Posse said it. Thank you, Ben. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of matte white on here. Now, this is going to be pretty striking to begin with. Let's go ahead and get it slightly watered down. We don't need it too thin. In fact, that should be enough right there. Gonna need a very steady hand for this. So, pardon me while I just don't talk for a little while. All right, there's one. Two different colors or perhaps a wounded eye. I like that. All right. Now for the other side. All right, I may have made one side a little bit bigger than the other, so we're just going to go back, clean that up a little bit. And actually, in order to clean that up, I'm going to go ahead and just get a little bit of my matte black out. Josh Glassman, good afternoon, everyone. The dragon is looking great. Well, thank you, Josh. Great to see you as well. Hope your day is going well. Man, we got a lot of the pack in here today. All right, and this one, I've noticed that my matte black comes out a little watery to begin with, so I'm not going to water that down at all. All right, and here we go. And there it is. That's all the cleanup we needed to do. So, we've got I1, and we've got I2. Yeah. Oh, that's looking. Oh, he's terrifying. All right. So actually, we've got the white out. I'm gonna go ahead and put it to you all. Do we clean up his teeth? Do we add a little bit to his mouth? Do we maybe make the mouth like a deep red so you can kind of see in there, almost like we could do this. What is this? What are you? Dragon red. Duh. That could look really interesting in there. Whew. Now, technically, this is something that I should have thought of earlier. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Josh says yes. Yeah, I think Dragon Red and the cleaning up the teeth a little bit, and then we go back in with a wash just to make sure it's all tied in together. Let's do it. Now this Dragon Red is from Reaper. It needs quite... Dragon Red for the dragon mouth. Yep. It needs quite a bit of shaking up. Whoa! And apparently it'll just plop out right on there. White teeth if I am feeling confident. You know what? I'm feeling pretty confident today. Confident, not cocky. It's a very, a dark red maw would look cool. Yes, Brianna, I definitely think it would. Oh, hey. Uh-oh. What got on there? A little particle of something. No idea what that was. And fill the mouth to red. Alrighty. Looks like consensus is definitely go in there with a red. All right, so we're gonna do the inside of the mouth first and then go back to do the teeth. Because I can promise you that as we go in to fill the mouth with that deep red, we're gonna get red on those teeth. It's gonna happen. There's no way around that. And this one too, I'm noticing is fairly thin to begin with. I don't think I'm gonna water it down. I mean, the Reaper paints always say, hey, water it down. This is intense pigment. But I don't want this too watery, especially in this tight place in the mouth. So let's see what we got and what we can do. Yep, see, already I got red on the teeth first. Looks like he's just had a snack. And actually, what we can do, he's got a little bit of like an outer gum here. And not forgetting the roof of his mouth. All right, I need some more light. If you're ever having a hard time painting something, always look for a different angle. What might be impossible to reach from one angle is entirely easy from another one. All right. That, I can't, yeah, let's see. It's kind of hard to see on camera. That's definitely added a lot. Also, we definitely have some cleanup to do, but that's okay. We're prepared for that. That's all painting is. It's just filling in the lines, then cleaning it up, then filling in the lines again, then cleaning that up, and then cleaning up your cleanup, and then by the end of it, you're cleaning up so little that you can't find anything else left to clean up. All right, there's that. And like I said, I cleaned that up. I made a mistake in that cleanup. I'm gonna go back. That's all it is. But while we wait for that cleanup to be fixed, let's clean up those pearly whites. maybe this dragon is old. He's only got teeth in the front. Emmy, hey, how's it going? So happy you could join us on your break here. We are adding some red to the mouth of this shadow dragon. And we are cleaning up the teeth, which needed a little bit of TLC after, you know, all the highlighting and washing and all that jazz. And actually, I'm gonna go in with the matte black, and I'm gonna give him a little bit of like a lip liner. Just to really define that edge. Yeah. Oh, hi there. Aren't you pretty? He's giving me a big old toothy smile. How many more details are left on this guy? Well, as soon as we wash that mouth, we are going to give him some pupils and then give his eyes a little bit of a glow. And then we're going to drill into the feet. Oh, sorry, spoilers, guys. You all knew we were going to do that. What am I even talking about? All right, so we're going to let that dry. While we let that dry, let's go ahead and give him some pupils. And you know what? I think for now, we're just going to give him some black pupils. I think that's going to show off in the glow. Well, actually, no. No pupils at all. I'm not doing that to cheat. I was actually really excited to show you guys how to do pupils there for a second. But no, this thing is glowing with blue energy. Did he curse a lot or something? Yep, that is exactly why we are washing out his mouth, Emmy. What happened there? Weird bits of color are showing up on this guy. What happened to you? Alright. I don't know if you can see this, but some splotch of highlight just showed up right there. This is the first time that I've seen it. And in order to get rid of that, I think what I'm going to do is try and give it just a little dot of Nuln Oil. Not watered down, but just to hide it. Because that color is happening in so many different layered areas, it's going to be really hard to repair that. So I'm not going to have it disappear entirely, but I'm going to hide it. Yeah, like that. All right. I'm dragging that out because I want that wash that we put down to blend together. I don't want that to be a very noticeable, there's something very different. I'll let that dry. Perfect. Let's go ahead. We're gonna mouth the wash. We're gonna wash the mouth. And I think, again, for this, we're going to use Nuln Oil, because we don't want those teeth to be perfectly pearly white. We want to allude to them being pearly white. So I'm going to water the Nuln Oil down slightly. I don't want this to be the darkest thing ever, but I want it to be pretty dark. And here we go. Do I have anything smaller? No, not right now, no. And then just using the brush without anything on it to help wick away some of that wash. Nice. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and get started on our eyes. So, the way we're going to do this is with the Toxic Mist. We're going to put just a little bit in. No, it needs more shaking up than that. I've seen some people who have like automated shakers, and boy, that seems like it would be nice. There we go, that should do. Oh, today's camera shake is brought to you courtesy of my upstairs neighbors. As always, if you guys are watching, I don't think you've seen any of our stuff, but if you are, not a problem. That's just silly. Anyway, so we're going to take that Toxic Mist and we're going to water it down quite nicely. It's going to be a little hard to get a OBS going on with, well, I mean, this thing that's black. Yeah, so now that this is watered down, we're going to go ahead. It's almost like its own wash now. So technically, I believe this is a glaze. And we're going to glaze out, starting at the farthest points and working our way inward. Because thanks to Dave, who shared this this tidbit with me, the darkest point is going to be where you draw into. It's where the brush leaves. So we're going to start out here and pull it in. Out here and pull it in. And boy, howdy, that's already a lot on that brush. So let's go ahead and pull some of that away. There we go. Now the white that we painted in there is going to be getting the majority of this glowing effect. I will also admit to not being very good at OBS. It's looking okay. Ooh, actually, the more I'm doing it, the more I'm liking it. Getting major venom vibes from the eyes at this stage. Yeah, no, he is definitely got that feeling going about him. All right, so let's move on to this eye. And there we go. See if I can't pull that out a little bit more. And once that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and do then a second layer even closer into the center. Yeah, he does kind of look like a supervillain right now, doesn't he? Yes, we're talking about the object source lighting. Whew. All right, so let's go ahead and take a little bit more. Bring it in here. And you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. What's funny is it looks very, very stark on camera, but in person, it's a lot more subtle. That's interesting. But yeah, there we go. We've got some glow to the eyes. And we've got some loveliness to the mouth. Whew. Yep, this is the second time I've done OBS, so you know, it's getting there. Let's go ahead and yeah, I think that should do it. So, as far as paint jobs go, that's done, I think. Yeah, I think we've got a shadow dragon. That's cool. And yet we're still far from done. We've got basing to do. And this is where I'm gonna start to be a little nervous. So we've decided on this base, and then we also have this base. And we've got some magnets. Obviously, we can't just glue magnets onto this guy. So, pardon me while I get some water to calm down. It's time to bring out the drill bits. Because we are going to be drilling into this guy's feet. We're going to be drilling into the base. It's going to be a fun time. Now, the way that we're doing this, I'm not actually pulling out the power tools themselves. I'm not putting a battery onto this and just drilling into it. That's gonna break this guy. Michael, can I move the... Yes, I can. Sorry, I'm also noticing... I wonder if my wash actually ended up doing something odd to this guy. I think it absolutely did. I'm gonna need to go, or my it's like some of my shading got pulled away, like the water took it with it, which makes sense. Just means I actually need to do a little bit more work on this. That's obnoxious. That's very obnoxious. I'm getting like water spots with my... Okay, let's let this guy dry. I've never had this happen to me before, where when using a glaze, as it dries, I'm getting like little watery spots. But yes, I can absolutely move the eyes a little bit closer to the camera. So I don't think it's actually gonna focus, but yeah, you can, there we go. What the heck? Oh, wow. No, that's happened. I don't know if you can see this. It's happening all over the place with this guy. Like, there's some lines here on his back. Shoot, I think I just need to give this guy a little bit of some wash touch-ups. That is so bizarre. I have never, ever had this happen to me before. I hope I don't lose any of my highlighting detail from this. Luckily, it's happening in the cracks and the crevices, the place where we want the wash to be pooling anyway. All right, well, you know, when I thought I was done, no, turns out I've got a lot of fixing to do, because apparently I messed up. Quite badly. Never have I seen this happen. And it is. It's only happening where I did the glaze. I have some research to do after this. The best thing that I can do right now is to put washes over it. And as they dry, put more washes over it, just in the attempt to make it all disappear. Emmy, well, I hate to leave you on the lurch of an emergency, but it's time for me to head back. Emmy, thank you so much for dropping in. It is, as always, so lovely to see you. I hope the rest of your day goes well, and we'll see you. We'll see you later. Okay. It's like more and more spots are showing up as stuff dries. If any of you have any idea what happened, let me know. I would love to find out. And it does seem to be disappearing as it gets wet. I wonder if my clean water is not as clean as I thought it was. Huh. Okay, ooh, yeah, a lot more down here. All right, the washing does seem to be taking care of the problem. But wow, it more just keeps popping up. Is it something on my glove? Is it something on my hand? What is happening? It's obnoxious, whatever it is. The only thing I can think of is that there was something in the water that your eyedropper into the known oil to water it down. Yeah, that's... Whatever it is, it's fixable, obviously. Doesn't change the fact that it's totally obnoxious. Okay, I'm gonna leave it as is for now. I'm gonna leave this out because obviously I'm gonna have to keep doing that touch-up to it. And you know, while he's already just in that state of not doing great because of that, we're going to drill into his feet, make him feel better. So, gonna be using these drill bits here. What we want to do is find the appropriate size for the magnets, which I've already done, but I'll show you kind of how I do it. So we're taking a magnet. This is a, what are we here, a 5/64. And we're just gonna line it up onto the magnet itself and see if the diameter is the same. And this, to me, it looks close, but it looks actually a little small. And right now we'd rather be a little bit larger than a little bit smaller because, you know, if it's larger, we can still fit the magnet into the hole and fill it in with liquid green stuff or something like that. But if it's too big, hold on, strike that, reverse it. If the hole is too big, we can do that. If the hole is too small, we have to drill again, which, you know, is more problematic for us. So moving up to the, what are you, the 3/32. That's looking to be it right there. So we're gonna take this 3/32 magnet, or drill bit. I have had an off mind this whole week. Oh man. Okay, I'll flip them over. And actually, we're gonna see what which feet are gonna be the best to line it up. And personally, I think it's gonna be these outer two. This one out here and this one back here. Which is great, actually, because this one, outstretched as it is, has the most room for us to drill into it. And especially because this is gonna take up the most of his foot. I mean, back here, that's looking really close to not having enough room. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do this one first. And again, we're doing this by hand so as to not totally screw things up. That looks to be a good spot. And we're just gonna start. doing this almost like I'm trying to start a fire. Rather than trying to do it consistently in one direction, I'm going back and forth and back and forth. Being sure to put pressure on the opposite side, both to help the drill push through, but also to make sure that I'm not about to snap the foot off. And this could potentially take a little bit of time, so while we're here, anyone, what are people doing this week? I'll tell you what would be really handy right now is something where I could actually put some pressure on the ball of this, because right now the reason I'm having to restart all the time is my hand keeps sliding down and down and down. And they do make tools for that. I just don't have any. Ben, you're finishing up some designs. Nice. All right. Okay, so I was right. That is definitely the proper size of this. The problem is that, well, we've got a ways to go. Michael, buying a new dishwasher and sheetrocking the garage. Oh, wow, you've got a busy week ahead of you. Oh, buying a new dishwasher. You know you're an adult when the sound of a new dishwasher, that sounds great. This is interesting, actually. As I'm doing this, you're able to see what color this was on the inside before we got to painting. And that's pretty good. Let's see. Come on, don't say that I've got so much farther to go. Issue that I'm running into here is that the tip of the drill bit is at a point, and I need it to be flat. Unfortunately, 5/32. Yeah, no, the flathead that I have is way too big. Ooh. All right, so what we're gonna try is actually we're gonna go one size larger and see if that's not gonna help take out some of that meat. Woke up to a dead dishwasher in the morning. That's never the way you want to start your day. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, yeah, oh, hey, yeah. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It is just a long road. That is also very nerve-wracking because I don't want to drill all the way through his foot, you know? Maybe I should get the power drill. This is, am I using a concrete bit? You know, I hate to say it, that I actually don't know the difference. I know that there are different bits for different purposes, and I know that, you know, the copper-coated ones here are used for something specific. I, off the top of my head, don't know which one is used for what, though. Hey! Now, the other thing that I could do would be to get some heat going here. All right, all right, all right. This is looking all right. Get off of there, magnet. Come on. Magnet. All right, we're going to put him down for a little bit. And as I put him down, I'm going to look and see, is there anything else horrible on him? No, no, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Alright, so here's where we're looking right... I love working with magnets. I do. Alright, apparently I need 2 hands for this. Come here. Stay. Stay. There we go. We're about halfway there. This is why you tune in, right, guys? This is what you want to see? Oh, I know exactly what I need to help with this. Did I bring it out here? Of course no. Michaels, I will mail you a handheld manual drill driver. Oh, hey. It's made for fine woodworking and beats a power drill for delicate work. It is an antique and very well made. Happy birthday. Michael, it's not my birthday yet, my goodness. Could I use a flame to heat up the back end of the bit and melt into the plastic a tiny bit? I could. My biggest concern is that you know, melting it is going to have less control. And actually, so, ooh. Here's where we are at the moment. And you know, I might do just a little bit more, but I think that's actually pretty solid. Let's check this out. Guys, I'm doing great. I'm doing so well. That's good. You can barely see it at all. Yep. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit more in, but not much. Where'd they go? Uh-oh, guys, where'd they, All right. Again, a little more, not much. A little more, not much. Famous last words. I'm about to drill through his foot. Okay, actually, now I am going to get a little device, so stay right there. I will be right back. Enjoy the music. Okay, here we go. We're going to use this engraving tool. You may remember this from when we worked on the Dark Elf Queen and her throne and putting the magnet in there. Handy little tool, very small engraving bit. Very precise, and it's gonna help me to carve out those bottommost edges. Whew, man, even with this and how small it is, still not small enough. All right, that should do it. Oh, I'm sure that sound was amazing. Yep, there we go. Look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready to seat this. Boy, probably should have sealed this before doing this. Oh. We live and we learn. Sounds like a dentist's office. Yeah, it is bringing back some not great memories. All right, we are going to clean this up a little bit with our X-Acto knife. It's a perfect little hole in there for him. All right. And as always, making sure to cap our X-Acto knife afterwards. Doing this one-handed is totally safe, I am sure. All right. So the way that we are going to do this, I have got some handy-dandy super glue. I've got some handy-dandy zip kicker to make sure that this dries instantly. And we're just going to put the tiniest drop in. I'm going to bring my paper towel over because it's always handy to have one. Oh, you know what else I should have brought over was toothpicks. That's going to be a lot coming off. So actually, instead of trying to put it in there, we're going to put a little bit on the bottom of the magnet, and then we're going to put the magnet in. There we go. And then the magnet's going to go in. And then, to have this dry instantly, we're going to use a little zip kicker. And it's done. I've used this stuff before. I've used this on minis. Doesn't damage them at all. Actually, the first time that I ever did a competition mini, as they were putting the mini on display, it broke. They called me up and said, "Scott, we got a problem." I ran over there with a thing of super glue and the zip kicker, and we were able to fix it right then and there. So, problem solved. And it still looked great. You couldn't tell. All right, that one's done. Before we get our paint out to tidy it up, let's go ahead and work on this one. You know what? Actually, we're going to use this to start the hole. So I'm going to apologize for the sound in advance. There we go. Ooh. Okay, this foot is being trickier. In the future, were I to do this again, which I will, let's be honest, I've learned my lesson. Do the magnets first. And I can actually tell you exactly why I didn't do the magnets first this time. And it's 100% because I was trying to make good content. We had just finished doing the magnets on the Dark Elf Queen and her throne on Saturday. And I thought, you know, I don't think people are going to want to watch me do magnets 2 days in a row. So, I decided that I was going to wait until the end to do the magnets on this guy. Which I thought I could get away with because the magnets were going to be on the feet. You weren't really going to notice them all that much. I shouldn't have done that. But, you know what they say, you live and you learn. All right, you know what? We're getting the power drill. This is twice now I've had to get up during a show. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, that's no good. Oh, the battery on this guy is pretty low. Again, I was not anticipating actually using the power drill on this. Now this is actually good, because the low power means that I can't go faster than I want. It's bad because I've got limited time to actually do anything here. Oh, see, that's exactly what we were worried about. It biting. I'm trying to take the whole thing with it. Oh my gosh. It worked great. It worked great. It worked so great, you guys. I can fit 3 magnets in there. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. So, solution. There is way too much. Like, I went into his leg. Kudos to me. I lined that up beautifully. We don't want him to be able to go that far in. So, what we're going to do, we were planning on using some of this anyway, is we're going to pull out the green stuff. We're going to mix a little bit of this together. And we're going to use this, come on, there we go, to fill in that hole. Now, you got to wait for green stuff to dry, I believe, 24 hours before you can paint it and really work with it. But here's the thing. I'm not painting this. I'm using this as a filler. So we don't need to worry about that. So this will work out great. And we needed some of this anyway for the base, so it's fine. Right? We have no problems. Everything is going great. Just take in the soft, soothing sounds of the music. You may notice at this point that we have gone past our typical hour. I have been trying very much to have our content go into the 2-hour range. So, if you're still watching, thank you for sticking around. All right, here we go. And if you aren't able to stick around, I also totally understand. We just need a little bit at a time. So let's start with this. Heck, this might still even be too much. There we go, we'll start with this. And I'm gonna use the bottom of this paintbrush to really get that in there. Nice, good. A little more there. And let's go ahead and take some of that out. That was just a wee bit too much. There we go. And now, making sure. Yep, that's Yep, that's the right orientation. Using our super glue or Gorilla Glue. Putting just a wee bit on here. And in we go. Nice. All right. We've got 2 magnets. So let's actually go ahead and put then 2 magnets under this little base here. And make sure that this orientation will work. Where'd the other one go? Oh, did you double? You doubled up. And there we go. Well, it's not as secure as the queen. In fact, I'd pull. Heh. I kind of feel as though we need to put 4 magnets on here. Which... oh, boy. Let's do it. Let's get this out of here. We don't need to get any material on that. Yeah, this is working out perfect. It is nice that the magnets are coming out ever so slightly. What that's really doing is it's saving us the main issue of having to line up the base with the feet. This is giving us a little bit of wiggle room, which is lovely. What? No, go away, computer. I don't need this right now. Okay, so, oh boy. Let's start with this one. And we're bringing back out the power drill. And I know now to do much less than I think. Ben, you nervous? 'Cause I am. Oh my gosh, I can't even get a good start to that. So we're gonna bring this back out. There we go. Go in there. If I need more magnets, let you know. Thank you, Ben. Yes, all of the magnets that I am using were generously donated by Ben here. Here we go, here we go. Oh boy. Again, so nerve-wracking because I've put a lot of hours into this guy. Further proving, do this first. Don't be silly like me. Because if I break this right now, that's a lot of time down the drain. Most likely anything that I do right now I can fix. Most likely. But why take the risk? Just do this step first. I might be able to get away with just 3. And to be honest, I mean, we all learned 3 points of contact. Like that's 3 would be good. Get off of there. No, get off of there. All right, it's not quite fitting. Doesn't even seem to be fitting. Why not? Why are you not fitting anymore? I'm using the same drill bit. Ooh, deep breaths, deep breaths. Let's bring this thing out again. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I really am. Oh my gosh. I keep talking about how much I love magnets at the start of this. By the end of this, I'm gonna hate magnets. Eric, hey! Great to see you. How'd the doctor's appointment go? Welcome to the horror show, where I am just giving you guys the best sounds in the world. Hey, all right, I think that'll do it. Yeah. I think that'll do it. Would you? All right. So, no, gonna do a little bit more. Gonna do a little bit more. Ben, I know you're gonna hate this. Remember when this show was relaxing? One wound is better than the other. One wound is better, the other is worse. I don't need silver nitrate today. Wow. Eric, I'm not gonna ask you, like, in a live chat what in the world is going on, but wow, you have piqued my interest. There we go. All right, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do that. That's gonna do that. Whew. There, we are moving right along. As always, making sure to clean up my workspace. Let's test this theory. There's one. There's the same one. Okay. That is actually a lot better. A lot better. And if I were using this on a table, I mean, like, yes, the creature goes here, or the creature goes here. I can move him around with no worries. Okay. So here's what we're going to do now. Got these magnets in place. We're going to seal them up with the rest of this green stuff. Not going to let it go to waste. Scott, I have a Dremel tool that I could use to drill those holes that you're not using. Oh, well, thank you, RJ. I'm trying to think what all I have. And actually, whoa. Okay, let's all calm down for a second. Super glue, welcome to the party. We are going to coat these in a lovely amount of super glue. Oh, that is making my eyes tear up. All right, let's fix that. Okay. Like I said, works like a charm. Super quick. Ooh, that one got a little brittle. But there we go. 3 magnets in the base, 3 magnets on the dragon, snaps right to it, and it is ready to play. Wow, my workspace got very messy from that. All right, I've got, how many magnets do I have? There's 3, so that's 3 more for the other base, and then I've got 2 more, so I think that right now, yeah, that's gonna be what we use there. So, that was a lot of work done on the underside of this. Let's go ahead and check in and make sure that the rest of this is looking good. Let me get my glove back on. Michael, thank you so much for joining. It, as always, is wonderful to have you here. Hope that the rest of your day goes well, and I hope that you get the washing machine or the dishwasher sorted. Best of luck to you. We'll see you next time. All right, looking in. Again, gonna use a dry brush to brush off some of this residue from the dragon, and just make sure there aren't any places where we need to fix that horrible problem that happened. Eric, you missed a lot. It is not looking as though anything is popping up. I think there's a little bit... Yeah, there's a little bit on the underside here. So we're going to take care of that once again with our Nuln Oil. Oh, and my brush has gone a little time without being used, so it's it needed some water to help loosen it up a little bit. Okay, there's that. So now, you know, we've got the feet taken care of, but it doesn't look great under there, you know? And we're gonna do just a really quick, easy fix on this. It's the underside of the feet, so we're just gonna go over with a black, and we're just gonna go around the edge of the magnet there. Just like that. We're not gonna worry about painting the actual magnet. There we go. Hiding those crimes rather nicely. Then we're not done. After all that, we are not done. Let me make sure we're doing good on time here. Yeah, we're still doing all right. So we've got the magnets in place, and we've got a base ready to go. We've got a base ready to go. We still need its fancy base, which we're gonna give a quick brush with this dry brush because, man, that was a lot of plastic residue. Now what's gonna be the best way to align where its feet go on this base? Well, the way we're gonna do that, I think, so it should set down quite nicely. Yeah, so there are known locations for its feet. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put some black paint on... let's get that closed. We're going to put some black paint on the magnets themselves. We're going to actually load them up quite nicely. And we're not looking for coverage. We're not trying to hide them by any means. We're trying to get paint on them. Even more. There we go. And now what we're going to do, we're going to turn this upside down. We're going to line it up with where it needs to go. And we're going to drop it down, and we're going to press ever so slightly. Make sure that all those magnets get a little bit of paint on there. And we're going to lift it up. And look at that. We have dots to tell us where the magnets are going to be touching. Eric, the eyes are amazing. I love what you did. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, this was my second time now doing OBS, and I'm pretty happy with the results. All right, now I am actually going to go ahead and clean up a little bit on this one here. Ooh. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm a mess today, you guys. What's wrong with me? All right, so we've got these two dots up here, which are pretty much dry already. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe that last bit off. We don't actually care about the paint being on there. We just needed those as markers to tell us where to drill. And you best believe, in we go. There we go. That's good for that one. Let's go ahead, pull out some of this plastic. And that went pretty far in pretty quickly. So the main difference actually between this base and the dragon itself actually comes down to the infill. The dragon is solid all the way through, whereas this base is actually a shell. This is apparently tough. Come on. So once I break that shell, there it goes. There's actually not much on the inside wow, that bit did not take well. Luckily, I've got a pretty good idea as to where that goes. Almost there, almost there. Come on, drill, you got this, you got this, you got this. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, that one almost pierced all the way through to the bottom. Yep, I could feel where that went. Luckily, we can fix that with sandpaper. And also we're going to be fixing this with a little bit of the green stuff. Where did I put that? So we've still got this green stuff to work with. We've got the 3 holes. Go ahead and fill you in. Oh boy. Come on. Come on, stop sticking to my hand. Stick to the thing I want you to stick to. Eric, I use a tape to wrap around the drill, and that's the same length of what goes in the hole. Why did I forget that trick? Oh, I knew that trick. Gosh darn me. Thank you for reminding me of that, Eric. Now, as I said, because the base of this is actually hollow on the inside, this is taking a little bit more green stuff than you would think. Because as I'm compressing it in, the bottom is actually pushing out on the sides. There we go. But we want enough that's going to help give the magnet, you know, a little bit of a seat in there. All right, there we go. All right, and the last thing we're going to do for each of these is just a little bit. Where did that paper towel get to? Guys, my station has gotten so much dirtier than my average painting episode. All right, drop. 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 And now, we take our magnets. One, two, three. And we line them up with the holes. 1, 2, 3. Apparently that's easier said than done. I'm going to get a glove on for this because super glue is super glue. Come on. Oh, you are already drying. Okay. Let's do these one at a time, shall we? Oh no. Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. Let's get you cleaned up. There we go. We got a little bit of green stuff on the back heel of the dragon. Oh my gosh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. This is going to be murder on this drill bit, but apparently, I need to have this a little bit more. Whew. Just a little more drill. Just a little bit more. All right, take 2. Why didn't that work? We'd measured. We'd used the magnets before. Okay. All right, for certain, take 2 this time. Green stuff. Here it is. You ever have a plan in your head that's like, in your head it's gonna go so well, and then you try and do it, and no matter what, just things don't work out? I feel like that's what's happening right now. But something very important to always remember, don't let it get to you. As soon as you start to get flustered, as soon as you start to panic, that's when you lose control. And a lot of the work that you put into it, you could lose it all. So, keep calm, don't panic. I'm going to do these one at a time. And I'm just resigning myself to having super glue on my fingers. It's okay. It's totally okay. All right, there's that one. Let's get number 2. Now it looks like we're going to need a little more green stuff. Eric, all the time, I just have a sip of coffee when I can. Yeah. There we go. We're so close. We are so close. Oh. Oh, that's a lot. And in it goes. A little less, little less. Little bit at a time, little bit at a time. All right, now that that's in, put this stuff in. And there we go. Now just a little bit of super glue. There we go. And come on. Come on. Nope, you're not going in the direction I want. I'm not going to panic though. There you go. Now I am trying to actually push these down a little bit so that they recede into the base. That way, when the dragon is resting on it, its magnets actually sink down ever so slightly. Oh my god, my hand feels horrible right now. It's a combination of green stuff and super glue. It feels amazing, you guys. Note to self, whenever you're working with magnets, always make sure that you have toothpicks right by your workstation. I regret not having them immensely. Okay, last one. There we go. Now that that's done, we are going to have a little bit of touch-ups to do on this base, obviously. However, if we take a quick look, boy, we got 2 magnets left. I'm going to bring this over again, keeping our workspace nice and clean. So, I think I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Base 1, base 2. Game base. Display base. This is how we keep them on the shelf. And this is how we put them on the table to terrify our players. You guys. Shadow Dragon's done. Oh, wow. Oh. I cannot tell you the rush of emotions I'm having right now. Okay. Okay. I'm really really happy with how this has turned out. And here, let's get this on the top camera here, or on this camera here. So we've got Shadow Dragon again on the playable base that we can now, it's this one, it looks like it can hold its weight, and maybe in the future I will put a 4th magnet just to be safe. But this is good for table. If I don't have to be gentle with it, but I'm also not going to throw it around. But all it takes is just bloop, taking him right off, and then putting him on the base that he will live on when he is on the shelf. Oh. That was a hell of a trip. That was a long one. That was great. Obviously, he needs sealing. I'm gonna do one last pass, make sure none of that soap stuff or whatever pops back up. I'm gonna take an airbrush to him with no paint, but just to spritz him with some air, get all of the plastic stuff off, seal him, and then he'll be ready for a place on the shelf, a place on the table, and I will definitely be sure to take some good photos of him. so that I can put those up on Instagram, Facebook, and really show you guys what he looks like. And I'll probably get at least a shot of him on the turntable so we can see all of the angles. Wow, that took a while. So good news is that it's done. Bad news, well, kind of bad news, different news. This is our last Miniature Monday Live on YouTube. I've talked about this for a while. I'm letting you all know that our live content is officially switching over to Twitch. So we will continue to have shows on Monday. However, they will be on Twitch. At the moment, it looks as though we are going to be doing twice a week painting shows. I will be painting the same miniature both on Mondays and Saturdays for about 2 hours. This means that we are going to be able to finish larger pieces within about a month's time. So yeah. I can't think of anything else to say. Thank you all so much for watching and being a part of this. If you're new here and hanging out, please go ahead, like our subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of videos of painting like this. We've got other shows as well as other shows in the works. If you want to see more live content, you can head over to our Twitch, twitch.tv/adventurespack. There's a link in the description below, and you can hang out a little more and be more interactive in that audience. But also, if you don't want to be chatty at all, I do not ever wish to call out our lurkers there in the audience. We love you just as much, and thank you just for being there. As always, I am going to be over at our Discord for a post-show hangout after this. We'll talk more there. There's a link to our Discord in the description below as well if you want to head on over there. Join our community, chat afterwards. I will be there for the next half hour after as I tear all this down. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I'm Scott, and I will see you at our next Miniature Monday over on Twitch. Bye, all.